Third tab of Auto Trade Profiles. What lives here?
This is the safety half of every automated trade, how the stop loss and the target are decided. A good entry means nothing without a good exit, and this tab is entirely about the exit. Every setting here is per type, shown at the top as the profile key.
So a stop loss is not something I have to type every time?
Not on the autonomous path. The engine builds a stop and a target for every trade it fires, using the rules you set right here once. And critically, no automated trade is ever placed without protection. Protection is not optional, it is built into the platform.
The exit card offers auto ATR, or trader anchor.
Two philosophies for placing the stop. Auto lets the engine size the stop from the market's own volatility, the ATR, a measure of how much this instrument typically moves. Trader anchor instead starts from a fixed percentage you choose and refines around it. Auto adapts, anchor obeys your number.
Which is better?
Auto is usually the wiser default, because a volatile stock genuinely needs a wider stop than a calm one, and a fixed percentage cannot know that. But if you have a firm risk per trade in mind, the anchor respects it. Neither is careless, both always produce a real, protective level.
Below that are ATR times stop, and ATR times target.
These two multiples are the dials of the whole exit. ATR times stop of, say, 1.5 places the stop 1.5 average moves away from entry close enough to cut a loser, far enough to survive normal noise. ATR times target does the same for the profit side.
So a bigger target multiple means I aim for more?
You aim for more, but you hit it less often. That is the eternal trade-off. The healthy rule the platform leans on is a reward at least twice the risk, so a target multiple comfortably above the stop multiple. Aim too greedily and most trades never reach the target.
There is also structural refine.
This is the clever finishing touch. A raw ATR stop is just a distance, structural refine nudges it to sit just beyond a real support or resistance level on the chart, a wall other traders are watching. A stop tucked behind a genuine level is far harder to hit by accident.
So the stop is not just a blind percentage.
Never blind. It starts from volatility, then respects the market's own structure. A percentage is only ever the last resort fallback. The owner's own instructions shape this. Levels should follow real support and resistance, not a flat number.
Now a whole card called target ladder, with conservative, balanced, aggressive.
Instead of one single target, the platform can exit in steps, a ladder. Rather than sell everything at one price, it books part of the position at a first target, part at a second, part at a third. These presets just set how far apart those rungs sit.
Why would I sell in pieces instead of all at once?
Because it takes the guessing out of greed. You lock in a sure profit early at the first rung, then let the rest run for more. If the move dies, you have already banked something. If it flies, you still hold a piece. A ladder is how you get some of both.
The rungs are labeled T1, T2, T3.
3 take profit levels, near to far. A slice of the position exits at T1, another at T2, the last at T3. You can even nominate which rung a single lot trade should aim for. It is a complete plan for getting out, decided calmly in advance rather than in the heat of a move.
And degrade single or fit.
An honest handling of small trades. If you hold fewer lots than there are rungs, 1 lot but 3 targets, you cannot split across all 3. Fit spreads what it can, single just aims the whole lot at 1 target. The platform never pretends to ladder a position too small to ladder.
This live preview shows a stop in a little table of levels.
The best part of the tab, it shows exactly what would arm on a real trade with your current settings, before you commit to anything. The top line shows the stop the engine requested and the stop it actually applied after refining. Then the table lists each rung.
The last column says R1, 2, 3.
R is your risk unit. 1 R is exactly the distance to your stop. So T1 at 1 R means the first target is the same distance as your risk, T2 at 2 R is twice that, and so on. Reading targets in R instead of rupees is how professionals keep reward and risk honestly comparable.
At the bottom of the preview, a trail line break-even after T1, T1 after T2.
This is the trade protecting itself as it succeeds. Once the first target is hit, the stop is pulled up to break-even. From that moment the trade can no longer lose. After the second target, the stop climbs again to the first target, locking in that gain. The stop only ever moves in your favor.
So a winner can turn into a loser only before the first target.
Exactly, and after that, never. This trailing runs continuously while the trade is open, tightening only, all on its own. It is the single feature that most changes how a run of trades ends. The winners are allowed to run while the giving back is quietly fenced off.
The last card is active gates, a whole list, mostly on.
These are extra guards, the trigger checks on top of the score and the margin, a market risk break that pauses buying on a dangerous day, a sector concentration limit so you do not stack the same bet, a liquidity gate that refuses illiquid names, a Dante chase value rule. Each one is a way a trade can be refused for safety.
And these are enforced where?
Server side, in the trigger the card says so, and it matters. Just like your margin cap, these gates are held as hard truth on the server, not merely shown on screen. Turning them on is the difference between a system that merely scores and one that genuinely protects.
So the one thing to remember about stop loss and target here?
Every automated trade is born with a stop and a target, never naked. The stop is sized from real volatility and tucked behind real structure. The target is a ladder that banks profit in steps, and a trailing stop makes sure a winner cannot quietly become a loser. You set the style once, and the discipline is automatic forever.
And I saw exactly what would arm before trusting it.
The live preview showed you the real stop, the real rungs, the real R multiples, no surprises. Between this exit design, your margin budgets and the risk gates, the platform's protection is not a promise on a page. It is machinery you can watch working.